So, this started with me just trying to fix a goddamn flashlight. Just your average Wednesday evening, batteries low, power out in half the neighborhood, and me, rummaging through the kitchen junk drawer like a raccoon with a college degree. And then I find it. A hotel key card. Marriott. Room 412. Post-it note stuck on the back, in my wife's handwriting. Weds 3 p.m. It takes me a solid 10 seconds to process it. Like my brain needed to reboot. My first thought. Okay, maybe it's old. Second thought. She's meeting someone. Third thought. Why the hell would you label a hotel key like your lunch in the office fridge? Let me back up. My name's Ethan. I'm 37, from Michigan. I do boring but stable work in IT for a medical software company. My idea of a good Saturday is grilling bratwursts and falling asleep during the hunt for Red October rerun. That's who I am. My wife, Natalie, 36, marketing exec, sarcastic, stunning, terrifying when she's angry. We've been married for 9 years. No kids. 2 dogs, Archie and Beans. House in a suburb with a too big mortgage and a lawn I pretend to care about. We used to laugh a lot. We'd team up during game night with friends and dominate like mildly sadistic trivia overlords. She'd whisper sarcastic jokes in my ear at weddings and funerals alike. I loved that about her, she had bite, and it made life taste better. But lately, things have shifted. About 4 months ago, she suddenly became obsessed with her body. Which isn't a crime, obviously. I cheer for self-care and cardio just like the next guy who hasn't seen his abs since 2014. But it wasn't just the gym. It was the secrecy. She stopped leaving her phone on the counter. Started wearing lipstick to errands. Got weirdly defensive about where she'd been. And she started this thing, this habit of picking fights over literally nothing. Me not folding the towels, right? How I apparently breathe like a serial killer at night. And then there was this one sentence, about a month ago. You used to have ambition. Now you're just, content. It's depressing. That one hit. Because yeah, maybe I am content. Maybe I'm a boring husband with steady habits and no desire to reinvent myself every quarter. But I didn't think that was a crime. I chalked up her weirdness to stress. Her company had been laying people off. I thought maybe she was scared. Or maybe we'd hit that marriage slump people talk about, you know, the "is this all there is" phase. But now I'm looking at this key card. And the phrase, room 412, is screaming in neon in my head. She doesn't travel for work. Not locally. Definitely not on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. I didn't say anything that night. I dropped the key back in the drawer, carefully, like it was radioactive. I poured myself a glass of whiskey and went out to the porch with Archie and Beans. Natalie got home a little later. Smelled like perfume I didn't recognize. She kissed my cheek, told me work was insane, and asked if I wanted to order sushi. I said yes. Because what else do you say when the person you love might be living a second life? That night, while she showered, I sat in bed and stared at the ceiling fan until it stopped spinning. Only it hadn't. I just couldn't see it anymore through the fog in my brain. The next morning, I tested something. Told her I was thinking of taking Friday off to get some projects done around the house. She blinked. Too fast. Then said, "Oh. Okay. Well, I might be working late. Big meeting." She's never said that before. Working late was never her thing. She hates staying past 5. I didn't say anything. Over the next few days, I started noticing more. She changed her phone passcode. Started texting in the bathroom with the door locked. Got a call from Kim from yoga and said it was just a check-in. She doesn't go to yoga. We have a dusty mat under the guest bed with a price tag still on it. I didn't want to be right. I wanted there to be a stupid, boring explanation. I wanted to believe I'd made it all up, that the key was for a surprise birthday plan or a weird girl's getaway. But deep down, some part of me, the part that still checks locks twice before bed, knew. I knew something was coming. So I made a plan. Next Wednesday at 3 p.m. She'd leave for yoga. And I'd follow. I couldn't live in limbo anymore. If my marriage was dying, I needed to see the autopsy. Wednesday. 2:40 p.m. I'm parked down the block from the Marriott with a lukewarm gas station coffee and a stomach full of battery acid. She said she was going to yoga. She left in yoga pants. But underneath the hoodie, she was wearing perfume that costs more than my monthly car insurance. I'm wearing sunglasses like I'm in some kind of Netflix true crime reenactment. The whole thing feels ridiculous. Like I should be laughing. But I'm not. I'm just waiting. 2:59, a silver SUV pulls in. I see her. My wife. My actual wife. Hair freshly done, walking like she's floating, not a yoga mat in sight. She's wearing heels. Then, him. Guy's tall, older, looks like he sells medical devices or ruins family-owned companies for sport. Gray hair, expensive watch, smug face. He hugs her, 2 hands. Intimate. She kisses his cheek, laughs at something he says. They go inside. I sit there. Engine idling. Breathing through my teeth. My hands shaking so hard I spill coffee down my shirt. That's when it hits me. It's real. She's cheating on me. This isn't bad communication or drifting apart. This is betrayal. I drive away. I don't want to know what room 412 looks like. I already do. I park at a Dairy Queen. I haven't been to a Dairy Queen in 6 years. I order a large Oreo Blizzard and a hot dog, because apparently grief is powered by artificial cheese and crushed cookies. I sit in the car and cry into a napkin while chewing. Pathetic and real. That night, I say nothing. She gets home at 6:11 p.m. Says yoga was intense, and she's sore in places she forgot existed. I say, you smell amazing for someone who did hot yoga. She smirks. New deodorant. Of course. She showers, hums while folding laundry, then gets mad that I didn't clean the blender. I apologize. Because that's who I've been, the blender cleaner. I sleep on my side of the bed. She falls asleep instantly. I stare at the ceiling again. Next day, I search. I don't even know what I'm looking for, just something. The truth. A crack in the fantasy. I go through the usual hiding spots, closet boxes, the bottom of drawers, behind the shoe rack. And then, the bathroom. Behind the vanity, wedged behind a box of unopened tampons and expired NyQuil, I find a phone. A literal, actual second phone. This one's matte black, no case. I stare at it for 5 minutes before touching it, like it's cursed. When I turn it on, there's no passcode. She must think she's that clever. The messages load. Most are with someone saved as L. No emoji. No cute nickname. Just L. But the content? It's a full-on affair. Texts, nudes, plans. Inside jokes. And one phrase that makes my blood go ice cold. See you next week, Laura. Laura. My wife's name is Natalie. I scroll more. Photos of her in a wig. Dinner with him at places she said she was too tired to go to with me. Jokes about her boring husband, me. A Venmo transaction with the caption, for that room. I almost throw up in the sink. This isn't just cheating. This is a different person. She's pretending to be someone else. A whole new identity. A fake life, with a fake name. I don't know if this is kink or mental illness or just plain cruelty, but I know one thing. I'm married to a stranger. I take pictures of the phone with my own phone. All of it. I email it to myself. Then I put the burner phone back. Exactly where I found it. Like a bomb I've defused. When she gets home, I play it cool. She makes pasta. We eat in silence. She says she's stressed about work. I nod. You want to take a vacation? She looks surprised. Really? Yeah, I say. Could be good for us. She smiles. That's sweet. I want to scream. Later that night, I'm sitting on the porch with Beans. She climbs into my lap, Beans, not Natalie, and I scratch behind her ears and think, even my dog knows something's wrong. Then I go inside and print everything. All the screenshots, the pictures. I put them in a manila folder and label it, Thursday. Tomorrow we talk. Thursday. 6:42 p.m. She walks through the front door like it's any other day. Tosses her bag on the chair, kicks off her shoes, stretches like she just ran a marathon. How was your day? She asks, heading to the kitchen. I say, eventful. She doesn't catch the tone or ignores it. I'm starving. Can we order Thai? She says, reaching into the fridge for water. I place the manila folder on the table. She turns, pauses. What's that? I pull out a chair and sit. Sit down. She stares at me. Then laughs. What are you doing? You're not. Sit, I repeat. She does, the silence between us feels like a dam about to burst. I slide the folder toward her. She opens it. Sees the first photo. Her in a wig. Wrapped around L. She flips through them faster, her fingers shaking. Then stills. She closes the folder. I wait. Finally, she speaks. I can explain. I laugh. One hard, bitter bark of disbelief. Can you? Can you explain how my wife is playing dress-up as someone named Laura while hooking up with some knockoff George Clooney in room 412? Her jaw tightens. It's not what it looks like. Then tell me. What is it? She hesitates. Then the switch flips. Her face hardens, voice cold. Fine. You want the truth. I was bored, Ethan. You've been on autopilot for years. All you care about are those dumb dogs and your job and your grill. My grill? I blink. You don't see me anymore. You don't ask anymore. You used to chase me. Now you just exist next to me. You created a whole new person, I say. That's not boredom. That's psychotic. Oh, please, she scoffs. Don't act like you're some perfect husband. You haven't touched me in months. I tried. You pulled away. Because I didn't want to fake it anymore. Silence. The kind that punches you in the throat. Then she looks right at me and says, Elle made me feel alive. And what are you now? I ask. Dead again. Her lip twitches. She stands. Paces. It wasn't supposed to last this long. It started small. Harmless. Then it got bigger. He wanted more, and I liked being someone else. Someone exciting. Someone who lies and cheats and lives in hotels. Someone who didn't feel stuck, she spits. I stand now too. Then why stay? Why keep coming back to me every night? Why not just leave? She turns. Eyes wet, but her voice sharp. Because I didn't want to lose the life I built. This house. The dogs. The normal. You wanted both, I say. I deserved both. That stops me cold. She's breathing hard now. Do you know what it's like to wake up every day and feel like your best years are behind you? Like you're just a background character in your own life. I'm sorry you felt that way, I say, voice low. But blowing up our marriage wasn't the fix. She walks past me, muttering, you were never really in it. That's when I snap. Bullshit. I was here. Every day. Every fight. Every moment. I was present. You just wanted a stage and an audience. She whirls. I wanted passion. Then you should have married a poet, not an IT guy who does the dishes and knows your coffee order. She opens her mouth to shoot back, and then something flickers across her face. Guilt. Pain. Something human. And just like that, her voice drops. Soft now. Almost a whisper. I had a miscarriage. 2 years ago. I freeze. What? I was pregnant. For 6 weeks. Didn't tell you because I didn't want to get your hopes up. Then it was gone. And I don't know. Something snapped. You never said anything. I didn't want pity. Or pressure. Or any of it. I sit back down, stunned. She wipes at her eyes but doesn't let herself cry. I started seeing a therapist. She said I was disassociating. I guess that's what I did. Created a whole new version of me. One who wasn't grieving. One who had control. I stare at her, torn between fury and heartbreak. You could have told me, I say. And what would that have changed? She shoots back. You'd have tried to fix me. You always try to fix things. Some things aren't fixable. We sit in silence. The weight of everything between us pressing in. Finally, she says, so what now? I look at her. I sleep on the couch. You stay in the guest room. We figure out what to do next. Separately. She nods once. Leaves the room. That night, I lie on the couch staring at the ceiling again. The fan spins. Beans curls up beside me. Archie lies on my feet. This is the first time I've slept alone in my house. We're two strangers living under the same roof. She takes the guest room. I stay on the couch. Every night, Archie guards me like a pissed-off divorce attorney, and Beans keeps trying to climb into Natalie's suitcase. Good instincts. We don't talk. She doesn't apologize. She walks around like she's the one who got cheated on. On the 5th morning, I walk into the kitchen and find her typing furiously at the table. Laptop open, coffee untouched. She doesn't look up. You're quiet, I say, grabbing the leash. Planning your next vacation. She slams her laptop shut. You want to be petty now? Petty? I'm just trying out your language. She stands. I'm not going to keep living like this, Ethan. Cool. Then go. She glares. This is my house too. No. This is the house we built on trust. You bulldozed that, so now it's rubble. You're camping here. She doesn't respond. Just storms off, muttering something about lawyers. That gets my attention. That afternoon, I go digging, something doesn't feel right. There's this itch behind my brain, something I've missed. I start with her desk drawers. Nothing dramatic, receipts, invoices, business cards for spas and wellness retreats. Then I find it. Tucked in a manila folder labeled, Property Appraisal. There's a printout of a rental listing in another state. A beach town 3 hours south. Next to it, a partial lease agreement. The start date is in 3 weeks. She was going to leave. Not just cheat. Disappear. I wait until dinner to bring it up. We're eating in silence again, both pretending the microwave lasagna doesn't taste like hot rubber. You know, I say casually, I thought we'd at least split the dogs. She doesn't look up. What? The rental you're planning to move into. No pets allowed. She freezes. Fork in midair. That's how I know I've got her. You went through my stuff, she says, voice sharp. You went through our life, I reply. She pushes her plate away. You don't get to act like the victim anymore. I was leaving because I didn't feel safe here. I blink. Safe. She stands. Emotionally safe. You were closed off. You always are. I wasn't closed. I was content. Big difference. Well, I wasn't. And instead of telling me that, you started dressing up like Laura and giving out hugs with benefits to strangers in hotels. She says nothing. Were you ever going to tell me? I ask. No, she admits. That stings worse than all of it. That night, I take the folder and put it on her pillow. On top, I place a sticky note that says, "Pack faster." The next morning, she's gone. The next 3 weeks are a blur. She moves out. Just silence. Like someone closing a door you didn't realize was open. I update the locks. Change the Wi-Fi password. Toss out her weird kale protein powder that made the fridge smell like sadness. I start sleeping in the bed again. Alone. Peacefully, actually. Then something strange happens. Natalie starts texting me. Not full conversations. Just little pokes. Hope the dogs are okay. Did you ever fix the garbage disposal? Ran into Claire from trivia. She said you looked good. I ignore the first few. Then, one hits different. I miss the way you used to look at me. I almost reply. But then I remember how she looked at him. On Friday, she shows up unannounced. Hair pulled back, no makeup, wearing the hoodie she used to steal from me. I just came to get the rest of my books, she says. I let her in. Watch her quietly pile things into a cardboard box. She hesitates near the door. Looks around like she's trying to memorize the air. You know, she says, we were good once. Yeah, I say. But I was the only one in the room. She opens her mouth. Closes it. Then says. He ended with me. I don't respond. I just thought you should know, she adds, quieter. I already did, I lie. She stares at me. Did you tell his wife? I tilt my head. Would it matter? Pause. Then she whispers, I never meant to hurt you. I shrug. But you did. She walks out. Leaves the door open behind her. That night, I drink a beer in the backyard, watching Archie chase a moth like it owes him money. Bean sits next to me like a tiny furry therapist. I should feel better. Instead, I just feel awake. It's been 2 months since she walked out. Life's still weird, but cleaner. The house is quieter. I eat real meals, barely, but the microwave doesn't judge. Then she shows up again. No warning. Just rings the doorbell like she's here to borrow sugar and not the life she blew up. I open the door halfway. She's standing there in jeans and that coat she wore on our honeymoon. Cheap shot. Hey, she says. Can I come in? I glance behind her. No suitcase, no car running. She's not here to pack up. Depends, I say. You here for the books again or the apology tour? She exhales. Can we not start with sarcasm? Sorry, it's reflexive now. She looks down, then back up. Her voice cracks a little. I've been thinking about everything. About you. About us. Know that man in that equation? He's gone. It wasn't real. I nod. Unlike our marriage. I made a mistake. You made a lifestyle out of mistakes. She swallows. I want to try again. I've been going to therapy. Real therapy. I've been sober. She hesitates. I drank. Not much. But it helped me disappear into Laura. That one lands heavy. But I keep my face flat. She steps closer. You were good to me. I didn't see it then. But I do now. I see you now. I lean against the door. Yeah. That's the thing. I stopped wanting to be seen by you the second I realized you had X-ray vision for everyone but me. Silence. I miss you, she says, softer. I pause. I don't. Then I close the door. She doesn't knock again. 3 days later, I get a message from an unknown number. Thank you. I would have never known. His wife. Attached is a photo. Him and Natalie at dinner, time-stamped. One I sent anonymously from her burner phone weeks ago. I'd forgotten I even did it. I just wanted one moment where someone else got to feel what I felt. Looks like justice boomeranged back. 6 months later, I've changed jobs. Took a leap and joined a smaller startup my college buddy started. Less pay, more energy. I'm not just fixing broken systems anymore, I'm building something. I go on real dates. Clumsy ones. Some with people who think sarcasm is a love language. One of them sticks. Her name's Riley. She talks fast, likes old horror movies, and lets beans sit in her lap during thunderstorms. We're not planning a future. Just living in the now. And it's enough.